Hey guys, welcome to another recap of American Idol Season 10. Alright, so Hollywood Week continues and it's group night. Always drama. Everybody loves the group nights because what do we watch the show for? Drama. Alright, so there was 168 who went into the group round. Unfortunately, there's only going to be 100 coming out. The whole premise of group round is you have to pick and learn a song from a list of 20. You don't have any rest to, you don't have the luxury of learning it on your own time. You have to learn it pretty much overnight, and the next day you have to perform it. So this year there was a little twist. The groups have to be consisting of day 1 and day 2 contestants, so that foiled all of the day 1 contestants that thought that they had their groups picked out already. You got also have a minimum of 3 in your group. Not so for Tiffany Rios, though. You remember her, the one that Maddie referred to as Snooki, the Snooki wannabe. She is difficult to work with, and everybody knows it. She really was having a hard time fitting into a group because nobody wanted to work with her. Not even Scotty McCreery, the 17-year-old with a super deep voice. There was a whole lot of backstabbing and group hopping going on. Word to the wise, don't play hard to get. That means you don't get. There was 39 groups, but Tiffany and I think it was, let's see, Jessica Yance was the other person in her group. The judges let it slide that there was only 2 people in their group because nobody wanted to work with them. And I guess the judges were just like, I don't want to deal with it. Alright, so there's a group of 15 and 16-year-olds called the Minors. Those moms were getting to me. Everybody thinks I'm the ultimate stage mom. Not so. I am nowhere near these ladies. Not even close. They were really getting on my nerves. And Jordan Dorsey, the bar mitzvah singer, he was a real pain in the butt. I mean, he was auditioning people for his group, and he was all bitchy about it, and then he decides to dump his group. That was pretty cold, pretty cold. Nobody likes to work with a cutthroat like that. Three's Company, remember the 2 couples minus Nick Fink? Well, the 2 ladies and I can't remember his name, Rob, they are in a group called Three's Company. Then Ashley Sullivan, the crier, oh my god, she is so emotional and she's falling apart. She decides that she's going to quit. She talks it over with her boyfriend and then decides that she's not going to quit. JC Bedeau, oh my god, the chubby Bieber. I also like to refer to him as the fat kid Augustus from, not Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka, the old version. He got kicked out of his group. That sucks. How could you kick somebody out of your group? That is so cold. Brett Lowenstern's group actually decided to take JC in, which, last minute, which was fantastic. That I really felt good about that. I think he's like one of my new favorites, JC Bedeau. Chubby Bieber. Alright, so the first group of 3 girls went. They were fantastic, but I didn't recognize any of their names. But they all made it through. Alright, then Jordan Dorsey's new group went, and they all made it through, including, I noticed Robbie Rosen was in that group. From New York, I'm pretty sure. Then Jordan Dorsey's former group that he dumped went. That was called 440. They all made it through too, so no harm, no foul, I suppose. Well, Snooki was up next with Jessica Yance, aka Tiffany Rios. It was bad. It was really bad. She needs to take a course on dressing too. Because those outfits, I'm sorry, they're just not flattering. I don't mean to be a nitpicker, but, I gotta call it like I see it. So they were both cut. Another thing you don't want to do on group day, you don't want to sleep in like Kevin Campos. Steven Tyler had to put on a little drum show to keep everybody interested and occupied while they tried to find him. His group's name was Spanglish, and they totally butchered Amazing. It was bad. And then Steven delivered the wrong news. He said that 3 were staying when actually only 2 were. That was kind of bad. Oh boy. Alright, so then there's this girl called Angela Cheslock. She can put stuff up her nose and make it come out her mouth. I'm pretty sure everybody could do that, but would you really want to? The next group used Steven as a prop. It was all ladies. And let me tell you, there was a whole lot of naked ladies after that number finished, because I'm sure Steven undressed every single one of them with his eyes. They were really great, and I was surprised and shocked that only, I think it was Laura and Elena made it through. Can somebody please keep Steven away from the minors? It's really making me nervous. All right, Matt Dillard, you remember him. He had the straw cowboy hat. His family had like a zillion foster kids. He didn't make it through. All right, then they had a whole bad group montage, including Paris Tassen's audition. She was the mom of the special needs daughter. Unfortunately, she didn't make it, which is sad because I was kind of rooting for her. Emily Ann Reed, aka Baby Voice, and Aaron Gutierrez, one of the brothers, he didn't make it, and she didn't make it. All right, so now it's time for Ashley Sullivan's group to go. They were pretty awesome. And they all made it through, including Ashley. So I guess it was a good idea that she decided to stay, right? All right, next up, the Deep V's. They were doing Queen, Somebody to Love. It was a mixed group. Old Scarf-Tail James Durbin made it through because, let's face it, he is a AKA Adam Lambert. And Caleb Johnson, who I didn't really think was that great, made it through. Emma Henry, the one who drove herself to the audition, she was 15. Remember, she just got her permit and the family let her drive and she didn't have her seatbelt on? She didn't make it. All right, the minors were up next. I totally did not like their attitudes. This is the ones with the stage moms when they were rehearsing. But then when they got up there, they had such great harmonies and they had a whole unique take on that song. They all made it through. They had to because they were really good. Then they showed a cheater. He was totally reading off his hand. Come on, that should be like automatic disqualification, which it was. And then Corey Lavoie was in that group. And when he made it through, he said, "Can I just ask a question? Why?" Now, why would you do that? If you make it through, just shut up and go sit down. All right, then the Night Owls went. This was the first of 2 a cappella groups. In that group was Julie Zorilia and Casey Abrams. You remember Casey Abrams? He kind of looked like son of Meathead from All in the Family, or Seth Rogen. So both of them were yes. And then another a cappella group came through, and they were really fabulous. I think everyone in that group made it, including Naima Adedapo. So then, let's see, 4 non-blondes and that guy. Devin Rush, the singing waitress, who, by the way, lost her job because of the American Idol audition, was in that group. Chris Medina, the fiance who's in the wheelchair, remember him. And Carson Higgins, I vaguely remember him from the auditions, not too much about him, though. Well, Chris Medina and Carson made it through, and Devin, the singing waitress, didn't, and she totally freaked out, and she was, like, trying to see if she could stay, but when they say no, their minds are made up, so, like, that sucks. Begging is never good. All right, J.C. Bedeau, Chubby Bieber, it's his turn. And Brett Lowenstern in that group together. They all made it through. Even though J.C. Bedeau, I really don't think it was his best audition. But I think he did really good considering, and I think the judges took that into consideration that his group had dumped him. All right, Scotty McCreery. He was up next, Mr. Deep Country Singer Voice. And Clint June Gamboa, the guy who is the karaoke. Yes, for all of them. It was really good. I'm not a big fan of Scotty McCreery because I don't like backstabbing, but he does have a really good voice. So the final group of Groups Day is Three's Company, which is the 2 couples minus one of the boyfriends. So that would be Chelsea Oakes, Jacqueline Dunford, and Rob Bolin. Well, Chelsea and Jacqueline were pretty good, but unfortunately, Rob is not a dancer, and he forgot the words. So he didn't make it through, but the ladies did. So that leaves us with 100 for the solo performances tomorrow. Can't wait. They're going to cut it down to 50. So until tomorrow, much love.